Welcome to day 12 on our journey down the road to the NBA trade deadline, a video series where for the 2 weeks leading up to the NBA trade deadline, I'm making a new video every single day. The first week was me proposing trades, and the second week is me playing a little armchair GM and looking at trades that people have proposed on Fanspo. And today, well, we're taking a look at team that's already been on the trade market but is rumored to continue to be with the New York Knicks. Now, I wanted a little bit of variety on their trades because there have been rumors they're looking for a star, there have been rumors they're looking for a small piece to package into a star in the offseason, but with kind of their current situation, at least at the time of recording, with Julius Randle's shoulder injury and OG's elbow thing being kind of not bad, but maybe concerning, who knows. We're going to kind of take a look a little bit more short term, like maybe we need another piece to kind of help buoy this injury-laden time. And we're starting off with Mikal Bridges, who's a name that's been linked to the Knicks before, from the Nets. Now, Mikal Bridges is a good player. He's kind of pretty much the star on the Nets. When, Ben Simmons is healthy, it's a little bit different conversation, but generally, well, we all know how Ben Simmons' injury history goes. So Mikal Bridges is kind of that guy. He's their number one. He's 6'6", listed small forward, but also plays guard, so if you need a big guard that can play some defense, some point of attack stuff, or even fall back a little bit, he can absolutely do it. He's got the size and the range, but, as far as covering for Julius Randle with shoulder injuries, not gonna quite work the same way. Now, luckily, not only can he play up, but OG Annouby also plays up, so you can kind of fill that gap as long as those two are good next to each other. Not only that, if you do decide to play him as kind of your second, like your shooting guard type situation, he fits. This is something the Knicks have been looking for, notably in DeJounte Murray. But if they could get Mikal Bridges, of course, and 3 wins is maybe a little underselling it in my opinion. Now, this package I selected because I think it is an indication of our perception. So obviously for salary matching, Evan Fournier is going to go out, expiring contract, so the Nets are getting off the money next year. But I think the Nets, like if I'm the Nets, I'm saying, hey, you throw in Quentin Grimes, because you've also talked about that, and I guess the salary's closer. Quentin Grimes is significantly cheaper. And you have a young player you can kind of plug in to continue to build around, as you kind of don't have draft picks in the future. But this alleviates the situation. Now, if we look, none of these have listed protections, but we can kind of assume a trade of this magnitude, there should be protections on some of these. So a 2024 first rounder from Detroit, a 2024 first rounder from Dallas, and a 2024 first rounder from Washington. These two, if they are fully unprotected, probably going to be pretty good. Like, these are probably lottery picks here. That's great because you don't really have any first rounders this year. Dallas probably going to be like kind of mid to later first round. You get a second rounder from Miami, kind of the same deal. First rounder from Milwaukee in 2025, sure. And then a second rounder in 2025 from Detroit. So you're getting effectively, once again, if they're unprotected and all that, these two are pretty good. The rest of this is not terrible. Like this, the rest of this is very much a Pascal Siakam style deal, where it's like, yeah, you got like a first, but it's not like a great first. These two could potentially be really good. You're giving up Evan Fournier you don't care about, and you're getting the Quentin Grimes off your books, who's not a big contract, but it's one of those things that you don't really want to be cultivating him while you're trying to win now. Mikal Bridges definitely helps with that, and I think if you throw the Quentin Grimes situation in here, this becomes more favorable for the Nets, because right now I don't think they do it. Like, even this pick package here, I don't know is, I want to say it's a little over the top, but just kind of looking at the quality of the picks, that makes sense. However, if you are wanting to go get a bigger star in the postseason that's become frustrated after the playoffs, like a Mikal Bridges and maybe a Julius Randle, maybe gets you there, depending on who it is. But then you lose two very important, impactful guys. So who's to say? I don't know that the Nets, especially with Ben Simmons being healthy again, move off Mikal Bridges. But if in the next few days Ben Simmons gets injured again, maybe Mikal Bridges becomes kind of a we kind of need to make the most of this type situation type player. And then on to kind of a little bit more of a, I'll say basic, but probably more realistic trade. You have Dreamer up here posting a Bruce Brown trade. The Bruce Brown recently got traded, of course, to the Raptors, and the Raptors and Knicks did the OG Annouby trade. I don't know that this, I think, is more likely because of the previous trade here. The only thing I think is, I don't know that Quentin Grimes has much of a spot on this team. Like, he's probably still coming off the bench. He's probably not starting. And I don't know, I mean, maybe you replace Gary Trent Jr. with him sometimes, just as kind of testing lineups. And maybe if you do another trade, like maybe the Raptors go out and trade Gary Trent Jr., Quentin Grimes can step in. But this still may be a bit much for the Raptors, to be honest. Like, I don't know that Bruce Brown's really going to do like a whole ton for them. Maybe he does. You know, maybe he's kind of that piece that maybe makes him a little bit better this year. But you could play him as that second guard along Jalen Brunson. That's something the Knicks, like I said, have been looking for. Doesn't really do anything for your size, though. He's a 6'4 guard. He's not a big guy. He's a guard. And yeah, you're not giving up much in terms of what you're using to get him, but I don't know that the one-win impact feels a little bit more accurate here. And you're really not giving up a ton. Like, the Raptors, like I said, I just don't know if this is what they go for, right? I bet they probably would get other options that are maybe better for Bruce Brown. But you get one good player who's potentially starter, potentially bench player, who's young, that's still probably going to grow with your current core. You get 3 second-rounders, effectively. You get a swap between Boston and Washington. Or Boston or Washington. Hold the right to swap. So, yeah, your pick swap here in 2026. And you get 2 second-rounders. Maybe you repackage that into a future trade or something if you're the Raptors, or you're just kind of trying to stock up on picks for the future. This, I don't know, is as much of what they're kind of looking for. I don't know that they really want a lot of new players. I mean, they feel pretty confident in testing out Emmanuel Quickley and RJ Barrett. I don't think Quentin Grimes is a bad ad, but I would be surprised if this is the best deal the Raptors get for Bruce Brown. But that's just me. But let me know in the comments down below. Is this crazy? Are you leaning more on the Bruce Brown trade? Or do you want to see Mikal Bridges put on that Knicks jersey and possibly like put them in contention for second in this Eastern Conference here? But let me know in the comments down below. And as always, guys, I'm going to see you tomorrow.